Have you ever felt like you're drifting through life, chasing deadlines, paychecks, and expectations? While deep inside, a quiet voice whispers, "You were meant for something more?" That voice isn't wrong. And you're not alone. Maybe you have the job, the apartment, the routine everyone said would make you happy. But still, something feels off. You scroll through social media, comparing your life to curated snapshots of others, and feel like you're falling behind. You wear a smile at family gatherings, nod at career advice, chase the next promotion, but inside, you feel numb, empty, anxious. You wake up, pour your coffee, sit at your desk, and go through the motions. But a part of you keeps asking, is this it? Is this what my life is supposed to be? That's the pain we don't talk about. The silent exhaustion of living a life that looks fine on the outside but feels meaningless within. It's not that you're broken. It's that you've been taught to ignore the most important voice, the one that lives inside you. At Pirates Podcast, we exist for people like you, for those who feel lost but refuse to settle. We bring to light the truths school never taught, the questions society avoids, and the power that awakens when you begin to listen within. You're not failing. You're waking up. That quiet voice inside you, the one that nudges, whispers, sometimes even cries out, isn't random. It's the part of you that remembers your truth, your desires, your potential. But for many of us, that voice has been silenced, not by accident, but by survival. We bury it under deadlines, social pressures, expectations. We learn to ignore it to fit in, to get ahead, to keep the peace. We trade our inner compass for external validation, and we call it adulthood. But here's the cost. You start building a life that looks impressive from the outside, but feels foreign on the inside. You succeed by the world's standards but feel like a stranger in your own skin. You achieve, yet you're unfulfilled. You're admired, yet feel unseen. You smile, yet you're aching. And over time that ache grows. It shows up as burnout you can't shake, as anxiety that lingers in quiet moments, as the haunting question, what if I'm living someone else's life? Imagine a ship without a compass, sailing full speed ahead, but with no sense of direction. That's what life becomes when we shut out our inner voice. You move, you grind, you chase, but you're not really going anywhere that matters to you. And the longer you silence that voice, the further you drift from yourself. Your passions fade. Your curiosity dulls. Your soul begins to wither, not in one dramatic moment, but in small, quiet ways that are easy to dismiss, until they're not. At some point, many people find themselves asking, how did I get here? Why do I feel so empty? These questions are not signs of failure. They are the first stirrings of awakening. The early signals that something deeper in you is ready to be heard again. But if you ignore them for too long, the disconnection grows, and so does the darkness. Because knowing the danger is the first step to finding the way back. When you've ignored the voice within for too long, the silence doesn't just linger, it deepens. And what was once a whisper becomes a weight. You may not notice it at first. A little more tired each morning. A little more distant in your relationships. A growing sense that no matter what you do, it's never enough. You begin to feel like you're living on autopilot, checking boxes, replying to emails, attending meetings, smiling on cue. But inside, you're slowly fading. This is the quiet erosion of the self. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes, it's just waking up and feeling nothing. The joy is gone. The spark is gone. The connection, to your work, to others, to yourself, is threadbare. You find yourself surrounded by people, yet feeling utterly alone. Your conversations grow shallow. Your relationships feel transactional. Your dreams, buried beneath a growing pile of shoulds and somedays. And then, in moments of stillness, late at night, or in the pause between distractions, you feel it, that hollow ache, that quiet despair. This is what it feels like to be adrift without an anchor. To be successful but lost. Visible but invisible. Alive but not really living. For some, this disconnection manifests as anxiety or depression. For others, it's a slow, creeping numbness that turns every day into a copy of the last. You may start to wonder if something is wrong with you. But the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. You're just disconnected from you. And that disconnection is the real danger. Not failure, not rejection, not even fear. It's forgetting who you are. When you no longer hear your own voice, you start to believe the lies. That this is as good as it gets. That you missed your chance. That passion is for the lucky ones. But that's not the end of your story. Because even in the darkest moments, the voice within you is still there. Waiting. Watching. Ready to guide you back home. Some people hear that inner voice, and instead of silencing it, they follow it. Even when the world laughs. Even when the path ahead seems impossible. Even when everything is on the line. Elon Musk is one of those people. Before the world knew him as a billionaire innovator, he was a quiet boy who spent hours lost in science fiction, imagining life on Mars and dreaming of a future where humans could break free of Earth's limitations. But dreaming wasn't enough. He listened to the voice inside, the one that said, "You're here to do more than just exist. You're here to expand what's possible." He faced ridicule. He was told his ideas were crazy, unrealistic, doomed to fail. He poured his fortune into SpaceX and Tesla, only to watch them teeter on the edge of collapse, not once, but multiple times. He endured sleepless nights, media attacks, personal loss, and the constant pressure of carrying a vision no one else could see. But he kept going, not because he was fearless, but because he was connected to that burning inner voice that refused to be ignored. And that made all the difference. Today, he's not just a tech CEO. He's the man who reignited the dream of space exploration, who redefined the auto industry, who reminds us what's possible when we refuse to betray our inner truth. His story isn't about fame or fortune. It's about alignment, about living in sync with your deepest calling, even when the path is uncertain. It shows us something profound. That voice inside you? It doesn't just want to make you feel better. It wants to lead you somewhere extraordinary. You don't have to be Elon Musk, but you do have your own mission, your own voice, your own fire. And no matter how far you've drifted, it's not too late to begin again. You don't need to launch rockets or revolutionize industries to live a life of meaning. You just need to return to yourself, to hear that voice again, the one that knows what truly matters to you. Reconnection doesn't begin with grand gestures. It starts in the quiet, in small, honest moments that no one else sees. Try this. Take 10 minutes today, just 10, and sit with yourself. No phone, no distractions. Close your eyes, breathe, and ask, what have I been ignoring? What part of me is asking to be heard? Then listen, not to the noise of fear or expectation, but to the whisper beneath it all. Right. Open a blank page and pour your thoughts out. No filter. Ask yourself, if I wasn't afraid of failing, what would I try? If I lived for meaning, not approval, what would I change? You may not get clear answers right away. That's okay. This is not about fixing yourself. It's about meeting yourself. Maybe for the first time in years. The more you return to that space, the louder your voice becomes. You'll notice moments that spark energy. People who drain you. Dreams you buried long ago. Beginning to stir. And as you begin to listen, something shifts. You'll start making small decisions that feel right. You'll say no to things that don't align. You'll move, slowly but surely, toward what feels real. No one else can define what your voice says. But deep down, you already know the difference between a life that looks good and one that feels true. And here's the truth. No matter how far you've wandered, your voice hasn't abandoned you. It's been waiting, patiently, quietly, not to shame you, but to guide you home. Because you were never meant to be numb. You were never meant to live someone else's dream. You were meant to be alive. You've been through the fog. You felt the emptiness of chasing the wrong things. You've heard, or maybe just remembered, the voice within you, the one calling you back. This journey isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to who you already are. The pain you felt? It wasn't pointless. It was a signal. A sign that you were made for more than numbness, more than survival. And now, you're standing at a turning point. You can keep running from that voice, distracting, pretending, performing. Or you can turn inward. You can listen. You can begin, however small, to live in alignment with who you are. Because here's the truth. You were never lost. You were only disconnected. And every step you take to reconnect, to your curiosity, your values, your voice, is a step toward freedom, toward peace, toward meaning. At Pirates Podcast, we don't pretend to have all the answers, but we do ask the questions that matter. We challenge the systems, the scripts, the stories you were handed, so you can write your own. This is more than content. It's a conversation with yourself. So if this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Keep going. If this video meant something to you, backhand index pointing right, like it. Backhand index pointing right, share it with someone who needs it. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Because there's a whole tribe of people out there, searching, questioning, waking up, just like you. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out our playlist on personal growth and real-world self-mastery. Your life was never meant to be lived in the shadows. The voice inside you is not your enemy. It is your guide. All you have to do is listen.